Hello, everyone. Just getting a little groovy with that fabulous music that our team has put together. You can't not dance to that, I don't think. And good way to have a little dance party before crafting. It's always good, right? And with that, I will welcome our fabulous guest today, Aditi Mahajan. I hope I'm saying that right. I practice. I do practice, but sometimes it doesn't come out right.
It's all good.
Oh, good. Oh, good. I think we're at this point where we can say Aditi and everybody knows. You could go by the one word thing, and I think people know exactly who it is. So that's pretty cool. Well, we are so excited because Aditi accepted an invitation from us to create a class called Chromatic Harmony. This will be going into our AECP program, which we're excited about. And the polychromatic was a beautiful, wonderful class, but we needed some updates. We needed a fresh take and some new education on it. So we were so excited to have Aditi come in and lend us her color amazing skills, because your colors are fantastic.
Thank you, Bridget.
Like Tracy said, you're like Cher. You just need one name. Oh, and Pam's having coffee with us, and Ashani says hello. So hello to everyone. We will be having the fabulous Keisha behind the badge today. We'll be posting some discount codes because we want to make sure you get a good discount on this class. The value is insane on this class. I mean, what you're going to learn. I've seen the first few lessons come in and stunning. And since lesson 1, if Aditi has the cards with her, since lesson 1 cards are shown on the, oh, she does right there. Look at Aditi. So you've gotten to see Aditi's face. So we're gonna, this sounds mean, but Aditi and I discussed this. We're gonna turn her face off, and we're just gonna go to her work surface. Oh, we don't want to go that way. There we go. We're gonna go to her work surface. We're gonna make that really big so you can see. These are lesson 1, so I will let her chat about this a little bit.
Okay, so hi everyone again. And Bridget already given you an introduction to it. So this is lesson 1. We are going to be exploring the use of a single color. I'm not going to give too much about it because then, the class surprise goes away. But these are the cards. Here's a look at what you'll create. And then I can show you something about lesson 2, where we add in a second color. And that's how we will build it on lesson by lesson. And you can tell by now it's going to be all about color. It's going to be about how to choose colors for your projects and how to create beautiful color compositions, balance your colors, all about that basically. And apart from that, this product right here, so I have that laid out because this is what I am going to be creating with today, is an exclusive class product. It's the Hearts and Paisleys embossing folder with a coordinated stencil, coloring stencil, and that's a look at the print. Very whimsical, Love those paisleys with the florals right there. And I have this card that I created with it to just show you. So we will be creating along this today, but I'm going to use different colors, right? Because I want to give you more color ideas, more combinations, just so that when you go back, you feel like I have a lot of color combos in my toolkit, and you can just pick one and start working with that. So that is what we will be creating today. So I'm just going to uh, get my very pretty pink sticky mat, and I've told people this before in my class. This was a limited edition pink sticky mat that already was sold, and I was the lucky one to get it.
JC also got a beautiful pink one at that
He was
time.
lucky too. He was lucky too. We were just the lucky one.
Oh, yes, he has a beautiful pink mat as well. Yes, because you guys must love the
Yeah.
pinks because that you have those beautiful
Uh,
pink tones on your sticky there. And too, I was typing. I've been putting in. Sorry, I'm doing the links as well here for a moment. So I'm putting in the codes in case you want to get it in the link to the class. But this product, the Hearts and Paisleys, has never been released. It is in this kit. Will it be released? We don't know. So this is an exclusive product to this kit, to this class. So this is in the deluxe kit. We also have the class pass. We're going to put some codes in, and these are good through the 19th. And these are Aditi's codes. So we want to really use these codes for
mhm.
Aditi. So if you're thinking of signing up, you have till the 19th with these codes. So as you know, Altanu generally has early bird codes as well, but these are Aditi's. So we really want to work these codes for Aditi. So if you want to sign up, please use Aditi's code, and I'll finish putting those in while she starts crafting.
Yes, that sounds good. So the colors that I have chosen today, I have warm and cozy, golden sunset. I think this is what cherry blossom, and this one was something dreams, sweet dreams, something like that, if I'm right. Sweet
Yes,
dreams.
Sweet Dreams. Yep, that's an older set, but
Yes.
beautiful.
So that's actually two of these. I'm using my older crisp dye inks, and then two of these I'm using the newer fresh inks. And that also goes to say that you can mix and match and just bring out all your inks and use them to create and have fun. So a little about how I picked the color combination. So throughout my classes, I will be referencing the color wheel to give you ideas on how you could use that to pick colors for your cards. So, what I have done today, I'm not going to go into the details and basics because I do cover that in the actual lessons. But what I did for my color combination today was to pick one main color. So, I started off with like the teal family, picked its complement, which is right opposite it, the red orange. So I went in with warm and cozy. And then I've picked two colors right next to the complement, which just brings in the yellow orange and a violet red shade. In this case, I actually started off with violet, picked its opposite yellow, and then used green and orange, which are adjacent to the yellow on either sides on the color wheel. So that's just an easy way to pick colors to create a balanced, harmonious composition. And I don't think these are colors that we often think about picking together, but you can see right here, they work really well. So I am going to use the blues, rather teals, orange, the violet, and we'll see what happens as a result of that. So I am quickly aligning my stencil onto the embossed design. So this set comes with three stencils, and it's a simple coloring set. So, you just add color in the gaps and color in your image. But I always like to step it up a little bit, and I'm going to show you
Yeah.
how I do that as well.
I don't I don't know if I can do the simple coloring, and it sounds like you
I
can't
I
either.
can't.
Like, just putting one
Uh-uh.
color, it just feels like, oh, and then you put those other colors, maybe 2 to 4 more colors, and you're like, "Yes, this is the happiness." Like,
Exactly.
this is just you need the color. You need the and that's what this class is all about is the color. So, we have to bring the color. So, it's just beautiful.
So
Now you must be get this question a lot, like how you pick your colors. And you've answered some fabulous instructor questions. If you'd like to see some of those videos, head on over to Altenew under Chromatic Harmony. Aditi answers some questions and she does the intro video for the class. So, because obviously we came to you because you have beautiful color choices and everybody loves your color selections and your projects just literally come through the screen and grab you. They're so gorgeous. So how do you pick colors?
Um, so I have answered this before. I think my culture in general plays a huge role in India. This color all around us. For me, I have dreamt in color, so color comes easy to me, and I find inspiration all around me. I do have a little foundation in arts as well. So that helps me work through the color palette, the color mixing, and all of those things. So that I would say further strengthened my color compositions. Plus, the fact that I started off with mixed media plays a huge role simply because I have experimented and played with mediums, colors, seen what looks like a big mess, seen what looks like a mess that you can actually work with. So, a lot of experimentation, I would say, has led me to understanding color the way I do. And now it just flows intuitively. And here I'm just starting off with Aqualicious, using it on the flowers, all the flowers. So using it through my first stencil right here and doing light ink blending. Just want to lay out a light tone of this color on the entire region. So nothing fancy. And I use the mini blending brushes because that's a part of the kit. And I love mini blending brushes. I find them to be so versatile. I think I keep going back to them for all my projects.
How do you feel about the new micros?
I
How are
love them
you are
too.
you loving the
I
new
love them
micros?
too.
Yes.
Especially like if I could, I would use those for these tiny flowers. When I get to
Yep.
the third stencil, some of these areas become really tiny. So the micro blending brushes would be good for that. So I do love them. I'm just in the process of collecting them. So I don't have as many as I do
Yes.
the mini blending brushes.
If you would like to use the micros today, feel free because it shows how fabulously they work. And some of our students may have the micro blending brushes already. So if you would like to use them, please feel free.
You know what? I also, what I will use, which I have right here, my detail blending brushes because I absolutely love these two.
Yep.
I love them. So when
Yes.
I get into the tiny ones, I am going to actually switch and use those. This is such a nice, soothing color.
Love the teals, and especially, like, teal and orange, I think is such, like, a classic
Yeah.
combination. It just works together so
See, you could
beautifully.
you could just use teal and orange, two colors, and call it done. That works too. In fact, that was
Yeah.
my I remember that was my AECP level 3 final class. I had done teal and orange cards. So that works well too. I see people talking about Stamp Wheel 2.0. Well, I have to say
Yes. People
it's
Oh, go ahead.
amazing. I just want to say it is amazing.
Yes, and people are talking about, they're putting it on their Christmas list, and I did just mention right now we have a class, by the fabulous JC Gaspar, unlocking the secrets of the, Stamp Wheel 2.0 and building on the Crafting 101, Stamp Wheel video, so it's a free with purchase, so, Erica said she's gonna let the fam know that they gotta get working on this because there is that free class, and you want the free class. You just want the free
Exactly.
class because we don't want everything free, right? If it says free, we're like, yes, please. What is it? You know, you see free, you're like, yes. Then you're like, oh, what is it? What did I get?
That is so true.
And there's some really good free gifts too right now. Just the general, Alt New has if you spend this much, they give you a free gift. And they have some good ones going on now. So very exciting. Lots of exciting things going
Yes,
on.
that is true.
Yep. What's your favorite thing about the new Stamp Wheel
Although
2.0?
the fact that I can detach one side and then have a larger paper in there just makes life so
Yeah,
much easier.
me too. That was my favorite. Like I literally, my jaw dropped and I'm like, that is
Exactly.
miraculous. Like, wouldn't even have thought of that. And I love the space because we can create, so many layered flowers and you can stencil
Yeah.
in there and there's so much more you can do. It's,
All the
it's like when you're driving on a road all by yourself and you kinda like, "Ooh, look at all the space I
yes,
got," It's you just got so much more space in
that's
there.
true. You can use all those bigger florals without having to wonder or worry how to tuck it in and stamp it.
Yeah,
And yeah,
and then fit those stencils in there too, because like you said, that side
yeah,
comes off, so if your stencil is hanging a little over the edge, you don't even have to take your sticky mat out, which you can do, and the 9 by 9 is a nice size, especially for those folks that haven't gotten the 9 by 12 yet. You get a little kind of taste of the 9 by 12 with a 9 by 9, so it's fantastic.
so now I'm moving on to the next color, teal cave, and I am going to just use it at a few areas, not cover up the entire region, but just add a little shading like Bridget and I were talking about, stepping it up a little bit, creating that depth. So I'm going mostly at the base of those bigger flowers, and that just creates such a huge difference. I mean, one color looks good, I agree, but stepping it up with two colors and adding that detail and shading is just everything.
Yes. They're saying, let me see who it was. I was just responding to her message. Crystal was saying that she went through the video hop yesterday and now needs to add it to the list for Crafty Santa here. And she's saying she's into home decor pieces. And if you haven't seen Mindy Egan's, I
Yeah.
mean, it was stunning. It was like, I was like, oh, because I was like, is that a card? And I'm like, oh, it's framed. That and how great. Tisneem talked about this back. We did a video with Scrapbook Cards Today, and they kind of showed a preview of the Stamp Wheel 2.0 when it was available for
Yeah.
pre-order. And Tisneem said, what a great idea. If you are going to visit somebody and you don't have a gift, like how easy is it? Grab a few stamps or stencils, make a home decor piece that they're never going to be able to get anywhere else. Like how amazing
And
is
it's
that?
it's going to just make it so easy to make that home decor piece simply because you have
Yes.
the tool to help you.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, just keep a couple extra frames, 8 by 8 frames in your house just in case. There's always that. My husband used to say, oh, guess what? It's Bob's birthday tomorrow. And it's like, okay, let's go make Bob a card, like let's go throw something together for Bob. Okay, we have a
Uh-huh.
question. What colors does Aditi find the most challenging to mix? Any of them? Or do you not feel challenged by
Yeah, I
mixing?
don't because I try it out. Like I don't.
Yeah.
So if you just to peek, this is what I did before coming on. I swatched them just right next to each other to see what I had in mind, how it was going to look. So I don't really, I think. I used to, if I have to tell you something, I found brown to be challenging back in the day, but now I've gotten over that too. So
I love a good brown. I know people don't wanna make brown, like, all the time, like, avoid brown," but I like a good
yeah,
brown. I think it's fantastic. It's you gotta give brown some love, like, it doesn't get the love at
I
all.
would say,
It needs to.
craft cardstock, that is
Yeah,
that used to be something that I found very challenging to use, and I would just wonder, how do people use it? But then once I used it, I think I realized that it was just in my mind. I had to just play
yeah,
with it, and that's about it.
yeah. And I think you should, for folks that are coming in, hello everyone. We're so excited to see you and so glad you're joining us for a preview, basically, of what something you're going to learn in the class. We've started kind of switching over over to this kind of style so that you can actually see a technique, or sometimes Lay did all the techniques that she was going to show in her class, which is currently going on. So we hope you're enjoying that. And yeah, so now we have it where we have our amazing creators come on and share something from the class so you can get an idea of what Chromatic Harmony is going to teach you, projects you might do. And Aditi gave some good sneak peeks, so that's always
Hmm.
exciting. Um, and I think, Aditi, you mentioned you just showed that little piece of cardstock, and that's the secret,
Yeah.
right? To like good color choice and good color blending, is to really know what your colors you're using. So even because I know, Aditi showed me her beautiful swatches. Her swatches are amazing. Um, as she said, they are large, but they're amazing because they have everything on it, meaning like a layered stamp, and then she has them individual, and they're fantastic. But it's also great to have that, like, right before you mix your colors together, like, right as you're going to use them, that little swatch is invaluable, and we all have those little strips of paper, right, that we don't know what to do
Exactly.
with. So what a great idea to keep that right next to you and just grab it and throw those colors down. Oh, Michael, no worries. We're glad that you are here. Yes. What is going on today? I know we are just so excited. We had to come on this morning and share about Aditi's class, Chromatic Harmony, coming up. We're super stoked. And so is Aditi. So we're here today, Sue, and she is giving you a preview of what you will learn in class. There are codes. I will put those in the chat again. Forgive me, I'm doing the chat as well here. So I'm a little my typing's a little rough in the chat because I can't see everything that's typing. So bear with us. But while that, you just saw Aditi's first stencil. So now she's moving to stencil 2. We get more colors.
Yay.
Yay!
And what am I moving to? So I like to take a moment to just think, because I've added 2 shades of the teal that I wanted to. That's looking really nice. It stepped it up, added depth and dimension. So you see, it was just one single stencil layer, but stepped up. Next, I want to tackle the paisleys, and I'm going to change colors. So I'm not going to do the entire stencil with the same color. I'm going to have the paisleys, the bigger paisleys with the flowers in them, a different color, and then the rest a different color. So here is where my thinking cap goes on, and I'm going to just pull out the lightest color. I forgot to pick that out. That's dewdrops. I need that as well. And what I'm actually going to do,
How do you
yes.
while you're pulling out the colors, how do you store your colors? Do you store them like in rainbow order, or do you store them grouped um according to like
So,
release, or how do you
so
store
my
those?
first few colors, I have stored them in a rainbow order, like blues together, pinks together, that way. But now from the new releases, since we have 3 sets that are released together usually, I end up storing those 3 together, because I feel like, if not anything, those 3 sets that alt new, or 2 sets that alt new releases, are such great color combinations. They really are great. So if you run out of ideas, just go check which 2 or 3 ink colors were released at the same time, and just create something with
Yeah.
that combination. That works.
I used to I used to do that a lot with my artist markers as well because I was like, "Oh, what color? There's so many pretty colors and what do I put together?" And you can always go back because they've put a lot of thought in releasing those colors as a set or as a trio. So, yeah, I that is a very good place for a beginner
Yeah.
to start.
Any set. Even brush markers are my favorite. So just buy a brush marker set, and you will know that any marker from that set will work well together. So I'm just using dewdrops, which is a very pale aqua, to color in the bigger paisleys right here, because I want it to be lighter and I want that flower on it to shine through. I'm just giving a nice light layer of inking on there for that. And I'm going to go ahead and do that on all the 4 big paisleys here.
And so I will tell you guys too, I thought this was updated yesterday. The first picture that you see on the website with Aditi's beautiful face has the wrong products in it. We changed the products, but if you look at the second picture has the correct products. You'll see right in front the heart and paisleys embossing folder and the stencil. So we will get that. We'll make sure that the picture with Aditi's beautiful face is updated as well to get that. But the contents listed are correct in the description. So the contents are correct. So if you read that and you look at the second picture, sans Aditi's face, it is correct. But we'll get the one with Aditi's face correct as well. So just wanted to let you know that. Yes, wreaths made with it. Yes, I saw one yesterday. I can't remember if it was Laura Jane made a wreath and then made 4 cards with it. And I know the stamp wheel was a game changer when it came out. And I think the stamp wheel 2.0 is
Bigger,
just the
yeah.
same.
I,
Super game
I mean,
changer.
just when you think what more can come in a tool like that, they come out with something else. So yeah, I'm with you there.
Yeah. Well, that's now, do you do the same thing, Aditi? You're like, this is my favorite release. Like, they can't top this release. And then you see next month and you're like,
Yeah,
yep, they did it.
exactly. Always happens.
It has. There's so many beautiful
And
things that are coming, and there's amazing things always coming with classes and products, and
I
very
think another
exciting.
common syndrome from that is, I think I don't like this set too much, so I'm not going to get it. And then I see people use it, and I'm like, I really want that set now.
And it becomes your favorite. Like I've had that where I get a set and I'm like, this just isn't my style. Like I'm not feeling the vibe of this. And then you either start creating with it or you start doing something, you see somebody else's and you're like, oh my gosh, this is my favorite ever. Like you're so excited.
Oh, that happens a lot.
Yes.
I'm just
Yes.
checking my detail blending brushes as well to see. So what I want to do is I want to go in with chamomile and color in all of these tiny details right here now, the tiny little dots and paisleys. And I will use both chamomile and snapdragon for it. And I want to show you quickly with my detail blending brush as well. I can easily go in right there and add color, and that's faster. So you can do this with your micro blending brushes, you can do it with detail blending brushes, and it really,
And you don't have to mask.
yeah,
I mean, that's the happiness.
exactly,
You don't have to mask.
exactly. No more post-it notes.
Yes. It's actually saves you money having these brushes in the long run
That's
because you
true.
don't go through a lot of Post-it notes or, all of that. So you still need masking tape because you have dyes, so you still need the masking tape, but you can save a lot on Post-it notes.
And instead get more
I
blending
love that you
brushes.
Yes. Yes. And I feel like too, the blending, whether it's the micro or the detailed, like it really, because it's the smaller area, the color you get from it is like packed right in there.
Absolutely. And it's faster. I feel like it's faster because I'm just
Yeah.
focusing in on that area and adding the color.
And you really have great
Yeah.
control, right? I mean, it's super helpful to have that control, but you can do this with your minis,
So I will show
absolutely.
you. I will
It
switch
may
and
be
show people that.
it may be harder, like, with a small, because that's kind of big for this task, but it's like you need to have the right tool for a job, right? If you're putting together a dining table set, the hammer is probably not the best choice. You probably want a screwdriver, maybe 2, maybe a flathead and the other, just so, you're ready. So it's the same thing here, right? Or if you're gonna bake cookies, you don't want a frying pan, you want a cookie sheet. So it's kind of the same thing here where, there is the right tool for the job. There are other tools you can kind of sneak in and use like this. We do have lots of beautiful blending brushes, the minis in the kit. But if you do have the micros or the detail, definitely try those out on this as
So
well.
you can see I'm just to show you, using the mini as well, and it's fine, it's okay. But
Yeah.
I have this fear of going over this other region where I've added another color.
Yeah. Yeah. There's always that one line when you lift the stencil up when you're like,
Yeah,
oh, and you're like, well, I guess the sentiment goes there.
that happens.
Thank goodness for sentiments,
Oh
right?
yeah. And sequins and enamel dots.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's good too, yes, because if it's an awkward spot, you can't put your sentiment. A gem sparkle, an enamel
Uh-huh.
dot, oh, yes. Or splatter, splatter hides a multitude of crafty whoopsies.
Oh yes. And my absolute favorite.
Yes,
So see,
and it's definitely an acquired skill,
uh-huh,
right?
it is.
Oh, no, did it go
No, I
over?
just want to show them that, it's so tiny. Using the detail blending brush gives me so much more control to add color right on there.
Now, you were integral in building this kit for this class. Do you have something like, can you tell folks why you chose some of the items you chose in the kit?
So because I wanted to show you more about color, I tried to pick stencils because firstly, everybody seems to be loving layered stencils nowadays. And I thought, layering color through the stencils is really fun to teach, be it one single color family or mixing color families. However, it is when I use stencils, I think it's just easy to show and teach with that. So that was my idea. Plus, I wanted to keep it all florals for the love of all new florals, and just wanted to add, with the lovely rose peony set. I wanted something with open petals because I'm going to show you different ways of coloring it and how to pick colors and stuff. So that was my idea, something with larger open spaces. Like even this one, it's a coincidence, but it has these larger open spaces, and it's easy to show how I'm really working through and adding color step by step. And you just get a better understanding, I feel.
And definitely, it'll be good for, there are some flowers that have those smaller spots on them, but you guys will know what to do because you just apply those over to that prod. This works with everything, guys. So what you're going to learn in Aditi's class, you may learn it on the Hellebore Craft a Flower, but you can apply that to all your craft of flowers or all your flower die cuts. And these color kind of ideas and inspirations that Aditi is going to teach. I don't like the word rules,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's just that's such a hard it's like in my vocabulary, it's like the word never. It's just a word. I mean, there are rules, of course, but in crafting, I don't like to do that because we like to push the boundaries. Like, I mean, we have the other class, coloring beyond
Yes.
boundaries, right? So we like to push them. Oh, Aditi. Oh my gosh, look at that. That is stunning.
It is, right? So I've
Stunning.
just imagine, like, with this one stencil, I've added so much. Now I can actually wait. I can quickly go back in, add a little snapdragon at places to add more shading
Ooh,
on the yellow orangey areas, because I did bring in the galactic stream right here. So there's so
yeah.
many shades of teal going on right there. So let's see, I will show you how I can step this up quickly and add.
Oh, good. Florna said, "Yeah, no hard rules for her either." And we have Florna and Sue who have gotten some of the micros. They haven't tried them yet. So, oh, guys, open those packages.
Oh yeah.
Game changer. Like the stamp will said, yep, game
Hmm.
changer. Game changer. Especially if you love stencils and color blending. Definitely a game changer. Now, Aditi, you've worked with the stencil some. Do you think you could just use the stencil to add color to and not use
Oh
the
yes,
embossing folder with it?
absolutely.
Oh, excellent.
Absolutely.
I love stencils and things you can do with that because sometimes you get that really soft look and it
Yeah,
changes it drastically, not having like hard lines or embossing or anything. It's so
exactly. I
soft.
mean, both the looks with this set, both the looks have, I don't know, something very, so just see touches of snapdragon. I'm gonna lift it up.
That
Look at that.
that just pops. Like adding that snapdragon. Ooh, gorgeous.
So now we.
Yes, I do know, Sue, you love the stencils and the embossing folders, definitely. I know you love those, absolutely. So, yeah, I think you'll really, really I know that micro blending brushes were a free gift not too long ago, which was I was like, "What? No." I was so excited. And, so, yeah, so try those out. I think you will absolutely adore them. And if you have the older like, Aditi's using the older brushes today, the detail blending brushes, the difference is the detail blending brushes have a pointed
Yeah.
tip. They're angled, should I say. Yeah, they have a nice angle to them. So you really can get into some tight spaces with those. The micro blending brushes are basically just like the mini in a micro size. So they have them in 10s and 7s. So they're flat bristles. So lots of different options for whatever fits your blending, like using your larges for backgrounds or some of them, even on stencils, if you wanted to do everything one color on a
Yeah.
stencil and it has a lot of openings, you could use a large, right? I mean, it covers it quickly.
You could absolutely, especially, those background stencils, background patterns.
Yep,
You can
yep.
definitely.
Like the Majestic Mountain, stencil, we've had that out, and it's one of my favorites. It may be featured in, a new game show that was announced the other day that it's coming,
Ooh.
the beautiful stencil, and that one the first one has such a large opening. Even, like, the second one, I think I used my large brush on because it's got a good sized opening. Oh, good, we have all of our brushes going in, the links to those, you can check those out if you would like to.
So I've moved to orange cream, which is from Warm and Cozy, which is more of a reddish orange, or I would say burnt orange instead of the yellow orange I used earlier, just to switch things up. And again, I'm going to be adding a lot of colors, different colors through this stencil layer.
Oh, look at that
And
coming through. Oh, this is one of my favorite. Warm and Cozy was, like, my favorite orange, and then I met Sunkissed Delights, and I think
oh
they're
yeah,
BFFs, so, like,
yeah,
I think it's
yeah.
okay, I think they're
So
BFFs. They're I mean, Amber Blaze, Autumn Blaze, so maybe they're
they,
siblings, like, I don't
they are,
know.
because that's Amber Blaze, and today it's Autumn Blaze.
It's so pretty. It's so pretty. It just yeah. Oh, you're gonna love the game show. It's a hoot. It is a hoot. It is so funny.
I've seen the teaser.
And I Yes, and I have to say, I am so proud of, my fabulous partner. Give a shout out to the wonderful JC Gaspar. He was a fabulous, person to be paired up with for the game show. I was so excited, so we'll see, how the educators, did, So, yes, our video and graphics team, they're amazing. They create some of the funniest videos and just absolutely amazing.
So I am going to just add orange cream to the base of the bigger flowers and go over
Yeah.
these tiny leaves and stems that I colored in earlier, just a little, so it adds more shading.
Now, if you were doing this in your own space, not for a class, how many colors would you typically add to the bigger openings on, like the parts you pointed to down at the bottom?
I mean, Bridget, I would have my table filled with inks.
I think we're in the same, like, I think we're in the
I would,
same zone. Like,
yeah,
I would do 5. I
I
could do
could
5,
easily,
right? Because that's a big
I could
area.
easily. Five is easy, and I could mix up colors like in that one
Oh, yes.
region.
Yeah, absolutely.
So now,
I figure the more the
yeah,
merrier, right? I mean,
absolutely.
it's like if you go through and you do the one layer, the simple coloring, it's pretty, right? It's really pretty. But as you add that color, it kind of jumps at you and pops through the page, which is
Which you can
exciting.
see right here. So this was just orange cream, and now I've started adding autumn blaze to this. It just pops,
Yeah.
makes my heart happy.
And then if you bring in burnt red and fire brick and
Yeah, yeah. See, I controlled myself, and I was like, let's just bring two colors.
very, very good. Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, Crystal, there's if you go on YouTube, the preview is there and you can click to be notified for it. So it'll be fun. There's the teaser that kind of shows you, who will win. There are 4 judges, 6 contestants. It was a really fun video. So there's
yeah.
that.
I saw Karen was one of the judges. I saw that.
Karen was a judge, the fabulous Karen Ferrante. Yes, yes. We had judges from our fabulous sweet shop. We also had Mary Elliott, who is another educator, and Nabil Rab was a judge, and Sabrina was a judge. So all fabulous judges. Oh, good. Crystal said, I'm still limited on ink colors, so I really like to mix them up to come up with new colors. So what do you
That is good.
recommend to somebody that may not have a lot of colors, Aditi? What would you recommend is a good start to get for colors?
So I would say get like one set each for a color family. The fact that Alt New sells set of 4 inks, I think, is really fantastic
Yeah.
because they're giving you the light to the darkest of the color in that family. So get like a blue, get like a red, your favorite colors, a yellow, orange, whatever you feel called to. Get one set each for a color family. Start with say 2 or 3, and like Crystal said, mix your colors, mix and see how they look. And then once you start liking them, and eventually, you're able to build on, you can start adding to your collection. But that's exactly what I did. Red Cosmos, Summer Afternoon, um, what is that? Caves, something with the caves, the one
Glacier
with the,
Caves. Yep,
yeah,
Glacier
glacier
Caves.
cave, and green, the one with the evergreen and the jet black. That
Green
those were my
Teal.
first sets. So those 4 were my first sets ever. I still have those. It's just funny that I still have those, but they are like as old as Alt New.
Yes, you had some of your black ones out. Oh, I thought you had your
Yeah,
earlier. I thought I saw a black one on the table today. They used to have black labels on the little mini cubes. So
right here.
Aditi has like some of the first mini cubes that came out. So those are the originals, the OGs of the ink cubes there. So very
Yeah,
exciting.
I still use those. So yeah,
Oh, we
and
need
of course,
music. When you reveal, we need music. Oh, you're just aligning. Okay, I was getting too excited. I just looked down. I'm like, oh
yeah,
no, there's a white space. Okay, just making
yeah.
sure
I'm
we're
not
aligned,
done.
which is good.
Yeah,
It's even though Aditi has satin masking tape, because with the stencils, right, it's the same size as your paper generally if you're doing a whole panel. So it's good to have the satin tape, but also take Aditi's tip of checking to make sure it's aligned as you go through, because even with tape, sometimes they wiggle.
that is true. And you can see I'm not cleaning off the ink from the other regions. because with the colors that lay right here, I don't mind if they blend together. They're still going to create a fabulous blend.
Orange and pink is such a gorgeous blend. I mean, stunning. If you haven't tried it, guys, try it. I think you'll really like it.
Especially Tickle Pink and Tangerine Dream.
Yeah. The Amy Tan inks, are those still some of your
Yeah.
favorites too?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, absolutely. When I have, I could say, when I can't think of anything, I just pull out my Amy Tan inks and
Yeah.
ink blend.
And they're just happiness and inks. I mean, they're just
Yeah.
the colors are so bold and vibrant and fun, and the names are fun too. So it's a good.
So I am adding rubellite and I'm going to go in with touches of raspberry, and then we can have the reveal music.
Yes. We don't have any, unfortunately, but we get the reveal. So that's
Yeah.
why I was excited. Unfortunately, we need some reveal music. I'll have to come up with some of that. Build the excitement. Oh, that's a good idea too. Ms. Tamp said when she started, she chose to build with the primary colors first. The inks are so easy to blend into the secondary colors.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Orange and pink of equal chromatic is a classic color combo. Absolutely.
And that's why I suggested the red, the blue, the green, and a yellow set. Like green, just add on because you want to use it on your leaves.
Yeah.
But the red, yellow, and blue were right there for that.
So we hope this is getting you really excited as Aditi's adding touches of raspberry for the class coming up in January 5th. What happens is the class will drop into your Altenew Academy account. A lesson will drop each night at midnight, Altenew time zone, so the Eastern Standard Time Zone. We like to call it the Altenew time zone. And as that drops, you get to go in, you get to take it. There's beautiful PDFs, there's a video, supplies. Woo, the reveal. Yay. And there is a live. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Look at that.
I'm just
Oh,
going to bring
Aditi.
it up.
That is stunning.
Look at that. Oh, makes my heart so happy.
It just, you have to smile when you see it. It's so bright
Yeah.
and vibrant and
Yeah.
gorgeous. It's just, oh.
So I can set my mat aside and then we can complete this card.
And there will be a Facebook group, so you'll have chances to interact with Aditi if you're having trouble with colors. You can post questions in there. So basically, you get a whole week of kind of having Aditi over your shoulder if you have questions or anything. And you get a live session with Aditi for this class as well, where you get to create projects with her live. You guys will have your kits in your hands at that point, so you can craft right along with her and ask questions. So we're super excited. And look at that gold gel pen. Oh my goodness, we're adding detail.
We are
Excellent.
adding details. So that's the thing. I mean, with a simple embossing folder and coloring stencil, you could do a simple one layer thing, but you could do so much more with just that one single thing. So I am using gold gel pen to add details and doodles and just tiny touches here and there because I think that really steps it up. And again, you could, do this or skip it. It's really up to you.
Aram said, yes, please, details.
Absolutely.
Aram loves a good doodle. She really loves a good doodle. She's working on me to try to doodle, but I haven't doodled yet. Like, I'm gonna have to take a DD's class so I can learn how to doodle. Add doodles to my beautiful work with my beautiful colors.
Just slight touches. I'm telling you, it steps it up so much.
Yep.
A huge difference.
And it's such a simple step, right? A couple minutes
Yeah.
with a pen, and you're adding so much. You're getting so much back from just a simple addition. And the gold works so beautiful with your color combo.
It does.
Now, how do you choose between gold and silver at this point for pens?
So when I look at this, I get the feeling of warmth because I've
Yep.
used more of warmer colors, so I go with gold. But if I get this feeling of coolness, I can't show. I have a sample right here, but I can't show you that. Then I would go with silver. Like, say I didn't add orange and I just went with blues and pinks and purples, I would go for silver.
Oh, Crystal has a question. What color inks would you recommend for the Chromatic Harmony class?
Oh, I've used a lot of inks. Um, I have used oranges, I have used pinks, purples. I have actually used a variety of colors, but I also give you alternatives. So what I've tried to do is use, say, a warmer color palette for one lesson and then switch it up to a cool color palette. So have a nice, say, blue, yellow, green, pink, orange, like one of each would do if you can have that. I think that should be good. You could also mix colors like we were discussing before.
And
So that should,
there will be a supply list. Aditi's just finishing filming now. So about a month before, so in like 3 weeks, we'll
yeah.
post the supply list so that if you do want to get some of the inks that Aditi's using, or if you want to figure out some substitutions for the inks that she's using with what you have in your stash, that's great too. But you will get a beautiful color PDF that usually comes out 2 weeks before class. But we like to get that supply list about a month out so that you can pick up anything you'd like to that Aditi uses in the class. Because I know a lot of folks, I was one of them. I wanted to have exactly what the instructor was using and follow along exactly. And so I totally get that feeling.
Plus, like Bridget, you were saying, I think it's a personal choice. Some people really love just pulling out things from their stash and using it,
Yep.
and some want to have everything. So yeah, I mean, no compulsions there.
And the great thing is too that even though Aditi is showing a color combination in a lesson, if you look at that color combination, you're like, that's just not my jam. I don't know. I suggest if you haven't tried it before and you're like, it's not my jam, like try it. Try it. You might love it. As we were
Yeah.
talking about like sets and stencils and all that. But if you've tried it and it's not your jam, do different colors because you know what? Aditi and all of us at Altanu are super excited to see your projects when you step it up, change it up. We love to see that. So definitely inspire Aditi with your color combinations from this class.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And also product, like if you have just bought the class and you want to substitute with what you have,
Yeah.
do that because it's so inspiring just to see how you've used a different set to achieve a similar result.
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad Ms. Tant says she's really enjoying these intros for the classes. We're so happy to hear that.
Yeah.
We're excited to give you a peek and let you meet Aditi if you have not met Aditi yet. So we're so excited to do this for you. Yes, Crystal, we'll get that supply list out. Aditi's, I think you're halfway through, right? You're just about halfway
Yeah.
through. So yeah,
I
we'll
will
get that
get
out.
it done soon. Yes, that'll
Yes.
be
She's
out
working.
soon.
She's working. She's working diligently on colors.
And I
And
want to make sure that I'm giving you a lot of combinations. So yeah, takes me a
yeah.
while.
And because that's the thing. The content that is within each lesson is phenomenal. Like you learn, even if you had one lesson with this class, you would learn so much. But no, there are lots of lessons in this class. Oh, looking at this, Aditi, just looking at the two, it shows the versatility, right, of the product, of the colors. Seeing the two, they look so different. Like I had to look twice because I'm like, is that the same? Yeah, that's the same, but it looks so different just with different colors.
And then I wanted to just show, I'm not going to finish it completely, but I pulled out like rubellite and chamomile cardstock, the new Crafty Necessity cardstock, just to show them. So I used,
Yeah.
deep iris for this one, along with my, just going with the purple white. But I want to show you how a little colored cardstock mat also lifts it up. You could use autumn blaze, that would really look lovely.
Look at that.
So I'm going to show you both just so you
Now,
see
do
for
you ever
yourself.
do like a two color mat for
I
them?
do. I
Yeah,
do.
okay.
I just did one today.
Oh, nice.
Funny
Excellent.
that you asked that. So just look at that with the chamomile. And then,
Beautiful.
of course, with autumn blaze, it's going to be different. But when I go in with rubellite, the look changes.
Yep.
So just to show you.
So this
Just look
kind of
at that.
shows it's important to swatch your cardstocks too, folks, so that you can figure out what looks nice with your project. I don't know. Where's
Yes.
your vote landing? I have a definite like favorite out of those two colors. What's your favorite out of the two colors, Aditi?
Let's see. Um, I think chamomile.
Me too, me too, me too. I love the chamomile. Yes.
Yeah, I think this just changes it and
It just
goes in
yes.
with that warm and cozy vibe. So I would use that.
It
Actually,
feels
yeah, I would.
snuggly with that color. It just yeah,
Yeah,
it's really pretty.
yeah.
Oh, Audrey, the picture that's correct does not have a Dee Dee's face. So I'll get that work on update. It's the second picture on the website and it does not have a Dee Dee's face on it, but you'll see the Heart and Paisley's 3D embossing folder front and center. That's the correct photo. Tracy said,
Um,
nope, purple.
no, yeah, no, Tracy, you see. So I'll explain myself here. You want to pick a color that you've used with the inks, and I haven't used a purple. I used rubellite. I used chamomile, I used autumn blaze. So I am going with that cardstock just so that I'm not throwing off my color palette. I am still sticking to, because I've added a lot of colors already, right? If I was using two colors and I bring in a third color matte, that works. But I've used in a variety of colors already. So this is so vibrant and colorful. You don't want your card mat to take away from all that gorgeous detail that you've added.
Yeah.
So the smart move would be, you could try, I don't have it handy, you could try, Aqualicious or Teal Cave. That'll make it look different as well. What I had was Desert Night, but I'm thinking it's just too dark and I don't like it. But just pick colors from the inks you've used, even gold. Okay, let's
I was going to
do
ask too. Yeah, because you use that gold pen. So that brushed gold may be
it
nice.
is
I mean, and you could put I think you could put a chamomile
with
matte, I
it.
was gonna say mask,
Yeah.
matte. But that I think that gold could really ooh. Yeah. Ailey said the level of brightness or contrast just creates such a different look. And it does. Oh, that's beautiful too.
Gold.
Yeah.
Gold is just
I,
amazing as
I
well.
think gold is the winner in my
Gold is the
gold's
winner.
always the
Yeah.
winner.
Gold is the winner. So the brush gold is in the kit as well for this reason,
Yeah.
because you can tuck it in anywhere. I think gold is the winner. I'm gonna cut gold and use that for
Yes.
matte.
Love gold.
And I'm going to use the technique that I earlier used a lot for scrapbooking but had forgotten. But thanks to Bridget, I was reminded about it again, to not cut the entire piece. What do you call it? What was the term you call it, Bridget? You cut out
Oh,
from the center.
you got it, which sounds horribly mean, but it you just save cardstock. You just you
Yeah,
cut the
yeah.
inside
So
square.
we always did that when making scrapbook albums for
Yes,
photo mats, things like that. Yeah. So
because
I'm gonna
nobody's
do
gonna
that.
see it, right? You know.
Yeah, yeah. And the sentiment for this comes from Timeless Sentiments. It is not a part of the kit, but you could use any sentiment. I just felt like the panel in itself is such a stunner that it needs one large chunky sentiment, and that's about it. And I brought back my card mat onto my the sentiment right here on the top layer. So I've used vellum for the shadow layer just to break it up a little bit. And for the actual layer of the sentiment itself, I used the same color cardstock that I used for my card mat, just to tie my background with my foreground. And
Now,
that's how I work with colors.
when you're picking a sentiment, do you ever think of like your colors, so to speak?
Yeah,
Like, do
yeah,
you, okay, how do you
yeah.
integrate your sentiments into your color choices and for a
So,
project?
yesterday whenever I when I colored this and I looked at it, it just created this sense of calmness, feeling of peace basically. So I was looking at it, and I was just browsing through all my sentiments, and I found this all is calm, and I was like, okay, this is perfect. This just captures the essence of how I feel with all these colors together.
Yeah.
On this one, I'm going to go with grateful because I feel so warm. I feel just my heart feels so warm and
Oh,
love. And so grateful is perfect for this. I'm going to go for that. I mean, I'm going to go with that. And I want to tell you, when I saw peace and joy when I was making this, I had a thought that this same set in holiday colors with peace and joy
yeah.
would work. It would still work. So, I mean, it's just about you starting. So, I never do traditional holiday colors, but if you want to red, green, gold, go with that color combination and it's still going to look stunning.
And for me, I mean, pinks and teals are kind of like holiday colors too. Really, I think you can make anything work just depending on how you
Yeah,
use it, so to speak, with the
yeah,
colors.
yeah.
So,
True.
and there is a beautiful the, Build a Garden Lovely Rose Peony has some beautiful sentiments in it that you have in the kit, to use, and it's not included in the kit because we try to keep it, as cost effective as possible, but there is an add-on die set if you don't have the Lovely Rose Peony, add-on die set and you like to have, dies for your sentiments, keep that in mind. It may be something you wanna pick up before class. But if you don't and you just want to stamp it on your project, that's cool. If you want a fussy cut, woohoo! So I don't generally stand in that line. But yeah, I need to get better at it. Oh, and this just is like the perfect finishing touch, isn't it? This was another thing that we asked Aditi. We're like, okay, so as we're building the kit, and she's like, I need the sequence. I need the sequence. So it was wonderful to include those in there because they do add such a beautiful, elegant touch.
They do. And just use them as flower centers and, add it to it. And like I'm saying, the background itself is the foreground here, right?
Yeah.
It needs nothing else. It really needs nothing else. You could even just add your sentiment inside the card if you want to leave it colorful on the outside. I think that helps too. A lot of people like doing that, so
Yeah.
that's
It's hard.
optional.
It's hard sometimes to add that sentiment because you've done all this beautiful work and you're like, there's just not a place like I want to cover up. It all looks so pretty. And that's the thing. You don't have to have a sentiment on the front of your card. You can just put it inside. You can have a note card, as I call them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You could just do that.
And I love that you're not cutting these down, that you are making 6x6 cards with them.
Yeah.
No paper screams today. Tracy, it's safe. Tracy always does not want to hear the paper screams. So
No, I this was such a beautiful design that I was like, let's create 6x6 cards, please.
yeah. And the great thing is, like, looking at this folder, you could, if you were so inclined with the fussy cutting, you could, either stencil these and then fussy cut them and put them on a project, or you could, where Aditi has this now, she could fussy cut these parts apart and
Yeah,
layer together an arrangement. So very versatile set that you can really do so much with.
so much. I did think about the fussy cutting and then I just got lazy with
You're like,
it.
no.
But
That's usually my response to Aditi. No.
so I added so many more details.
Yes. Fussy cut or add details. Details.
Absolutely. Step it up.
Well, do you guys, if you have any more questions, we'll finish up with two beautiful projects. One made today, one that Aditi came in with, and the sneak peek beautiful projects that you guys saw, which is very exciting. And do you want to share the sneak peeks again, just in case somebody wasn't here in the beginning, so they could see them?
So those are monochromatic cards.
And that's the White Cap Peony that's in the deluxe kit, the stencil art. It is fantastic. There is a die for that, but you don't need it in this class.
Yeah, you don't need it for the class. And then this is the hellebore die.
Yeah, absolutely stunning.
All that depth and dimension, of course.
And you're also learning layouts in this class, right? Because Aditi's going to show you like the correct way to lay out what you've created as well. So you're not only learning colors, you're learning a little bit of how to lay out your cards as well, how they work, good ways to lay out not only your color, how your eye will be happy with laying out your, like your in the hellebore, how to lay that out on a panel, how to have balance and have it look beautiful.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much, Aditi, for joining us and giving us a sneak peek at this amazing class. Again, we have the class pass, which you would use Harmony 3 through 1119. And that will get you the class pass at a discounted price. I believe it's $59.99. And then the other class is the deluxe kit, which you get the class pass and we send you product, lots of products that Aditi will be using in the class. Basically, just add ink pads. And if you like smaller blending brushes for details, you'd add those. But other than that, everything's in that kit that you need. Card bases, cardstock, sequins. You need adhesive. That's not in the kit. But basically, everything's in this kit, the deluxe. And that would be Harmony 2 through the 19th. And that will get it, I believe one of the ladies, I think it's $175.99. It takes it down from $299 down to $175.99. So, and you get the class pass and you get product with that one. So very, very exciting to have that. And I will bring back Aditi, I'll bring back your face so that we can say goodbye to you. And we don't need my face big. There we go. We'll split it with Aditi. We're good. And thank you. I'm so glad. It looks like everybody's super excited, Aditi, for January. I can't believe we're close. We're not far off. I mean, that's the whew. And you must be excited to teach your class because you've been working so hard on it. You must be excited to share. Oh, we took off. Hold on. We took off Aditi's other camera and now we can't hear Aditi. There we go. You must be excited to
Yes.
to share your class.
Yes, I am. I am thrilled and excited, and I mean, I don't have words for it, but I'm just very excited to share all about color. Something I would like to share because when I first taught a class as an educator, my first individual independent class, and I taught color blending, and Tracy was the one who said it moved her and she
Oh,
saw color in a new light. So, Tracy, I hope it's okay. I'm saying this live on air, but it moved her, and that makes me happy because that's what color does to me.
yes.
Makes me happy, moves me. Like I was saying, makes my heart happy, and that's what we want for our cards to do, right? I always believe, yes, we're giving them out, but I think we're first creating for ourselves, and so it definitely needs to give us that feeling. So yeah, I'm very excited to share the class with everybody.
And it makes sense because we pick the supplies that make us happy, right? We're like, oh, that
Yeah,
color, I need this today. And we kind of mix it
yeah,
in. So, but it is, you are giving somebody a piece of you. Like you put yourself into this. So it's very
yeah,
unique what we do as crafters. And, if you
yeah.
mail your cards, if you don't just collect them like baseball cards. So now, do you mail your cards? Do you mail yours?
I try
Uh-oh.
to.
Okay. You might be in my club with, we need to work on
Yeah,
the mailing. Yes,
I
yes.
I make cards and then I know this is for this person, but from India, mailing it outside of the country, you know what it is like.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I do my best. I'm slow, but eh, you know, if not for the birthday, they get it for the new year or something.
Somebody has a stamp that says, sorry, I wasn't late for this year. I was early for next year.
Next
Maybe
year,
we
yeah.
need that stamp, Aditi.
We need that. We definitely need that one.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. And we can't wait to see all of you in class. We can't wait to see what you create. We're already excited for all of that. So don't forget to sign up. And this is the lowest price it will be, folks. If you're on the fence thinking about it, Do it before the 19th, please. This is the lowest price. These classes will be the class pass and the class kit. So make sure to sign up before then. And we mentioned the Stamp Wheel 2.0 today. So I'll just mention as well, if you sign up for that, you get a free class. I'm not sure the end date on that one, but check that out as well, because the Stamp Wheel 2.0 would work fabulous in your class, wouldn't it, Aditi?
It would.
It'd be great. It'd be great.
Yeah.
So, all right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. And we will be back live tomorrow. I'll let the cat out of the bag now. We have a surprise tomorrow afternoon. We have a live, and Tasneem will be joining on my live. I had a live scheduled. Tasneem's going to come join, and we're going to play with a Stamp Wheel 2.0. So come join us tomorrow to have some more crafty fun, because at All Too New, we love it when you allow us to help you craft your life. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Thank you to Keisha behind the badge, our fabulous participants, and Aditi. Thank you, Aditi, so much for sharing time with us today.
My pleasure.
All right,
Thank you.
We will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, everyone.